Hey, welcome back to another episode of Tech Talk. I am your host, Jeff Hootselle. I'm the Chief Cloud Officer with Auditmacs. As you guys know, Tech Talk is a conversation show. We talk to IT leaders and subject matter experts, really in all areas of technology. Today, we've got a fantastic guest I'm really excited about. We've got Jane Alexander. Jane is the Chief Digital Information Officer for the Cleveland Museum of Art. Jane, thanks so much for coming and joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So Jane, I got to admit, so I talked to one of my counterparts this morning and mentioned that I was doing an interview with an art museum. You know, the initial feedback was, hey, I thought you were a technology show. You know, why are you talking to art museums? It doesn't make sense. But people that aren't familiar with the Cleveland Museum of Art, you guys are really nationally and internationally renowned for some of the things you guys have done on the technology front and really kind of changing the old world, maybe interpretation of what an art museum is like to really a new world in the digital phase. So talk about that a little bit. What makes you guys unique, and kind of how you guys have approached technology in that space?
Yeah, it's funny. I've been at my job 10 years in March, and when I told people I was taking a job at the Cleveland Museum of Art, I had the same things like, "What are you going to do there?" And this has been the most innovative, forward thinking, innovative group I've ever worked with. And so the Cleveland Museum of Art's mission is creating transformative experiences for the benefit of all forever. And it's a free museum, and it has one of the top collections in the country and actually even internationally. And so part of our goal is to create tool sets that make that give people ways to dive deeper, look closer, engage with the collection. And so we, even though we're a very classical museum, we're over 100 years old, we have an encyclopedic collection, we wanted to really engage with everyone. We believe there's something in art for everyone. And I grew up in New York City. I went to museums all the time, but my background is not art history. And I too was like, what are the things I need to do except read the little label next to the artwork? So we are known for creating, it's called Art Lens Gallery, initially Gallery 1, where we create these experiences that actually have you engage with the art so that you understand symbolism, you understand composition, you understand how to dive deeper. And what's interesting is, even 4 years ago, we moved away from the touchscreen and did things that were more gesture-based, eye tracking, facial recognition, ways to engage with the collection without even sort of touching screens. So we used innovation so that you could understand how to look closer. And the exciting thing is we are very much into analytics and dashboards and evaluations. And a year ago, we even showed that people that went into Art Lens Gallery for over 10 minutes actually spent up to an hour more in the actual galleries and went to more galleries and actually went to the store, which was good for the museum. So, it was exciting to see after these years of work that these things actually do give people something to do in the museum if they feel like they don't have the background.
Yeah, I think that's the amazing thing about it is your focus has been on the engagement side of it. And if folks haven't gone out, I mean, there's some great videos on YouTube and your website on the Art Lens Gallery. I mean, it's really just amazing stuff. I mean, it's just totally different from, I think, a lot of people of the experience they've had in an art museum. And I think it's just that. It's how you guys have been smart about using technology to get the engagement piece. For people that don't have an art background, they don't feel intimidated by it and overwhelmed by it. They're able to kind of to get engaged, to learn, to, it just speaks that interest and interaction that you've done. You're not doing technology for technology's sake, I guess.
No, that's exactly has always been sort of the motto. We don't want to distract. We want to attract you into the art. And one of our things in Art Lens Studio, it's a 20-foot wall where your body becomes a magnifying glass. So we call it the zoom wall. And so different images come up and your body moves around and you can see the way the paint stroke is. You can find the little dog in the background. And when you can create activities that a 3-year-old without art history and a 90-year-old who's been a director at a top museum both enjoy, that's going to bring more people to use it. And then it's real, I will tell you, it does work when you go into the actual collection and see the artwork, you stop. Like you've already had a relationship with the artwork.
Yeah, and I think, and Jane, we're talking, I know it's, we're in kind of late June now, and you guys are still closed with everything that's gone on with the coronavirus and kind of the shutdown and forcing people to kind of shelter at home. But you guys haven't really just taken that in stride and just said, oh, we're going to close the doors and we'll see you in 90 to 120 days. Talk a little bit about the approach you guys have had when the physical museum has been shut down. How have you guys kind of adapted?
So we were working on another innovative project. It was going to be really one of the first times we used an exhibit. We've had digital in exhibitions, but this exhibition was going to be over 50% digital. And it was about the reconstruction and the conservation of this Indian Cambodian sculpture. And we were using digital to tell the whole story so people could really understand how we conserve this object. And we were working nonstop for this October opening. And on Friday, we were told we're going home for a month, at least, you know, as we all know. No one knew really where this was going. And we also knew it was probably going to be longer. And my team was kind of down. I mean, everyone was down and confused. But by Monday, I had called out to different people we had worked with in the past and sort of said, we are changing gears, we're pivoting. We have put 10 years into a really strong infrastructure where our back-end collection systems and digital asset management systems all talk to each other. And what can we do now to engage people? This is an opportunity to get people to look at our collection like never before. So we really did pivot. And at the same time, my team, because I oversee technology services, security, infrastructure, and outward facing. And we had to get, entire museum of, 400 people to work from home. So we had a lot going on. But by the end of the first week, we had all of our exhibitions online. And within 9 weeks, we had more than 14 new innovative platforms, including curator talks from home. But we also we experimented with, we thought about all the workers that were working from home. And we wanted to use AI in our collection and our open access ability to really bring our collection in fun ways. And we are now also even working with AR and AI and image recognition for sort of like this idea of what you see out your window and how it connects with objects in our collections. All these things have to be quick and fun, engaging. But once you get engaged, the same thing with on-site, you'll dive deeper. You'll find something that talks to you. So we've, I want to say, been having fun while also working with the entire museum to get them moving everything they do online. One of the things that was really important from the beginning and kind of hard in the first week was everyone just wanted to do exactly what they do in the museum and put it online. And I really pushed, this is a different platform. So what are the goals of what you do at the museum and what can we create and make that achieve those goals online? But let's not just put it online. Like everyone wanted to take images of the galleries and put it online, but that's not that engaging for most people. So we really tried to get them to think deeper.
Yeah, it's a really cool model. I think the other thing that's probably an interesting benefit of it, and you seem like you're kind of the serial optimist I can kind of see from talking to you, of just there's an opportunity in here somewhere for us to take advantage of. The other piece, I think, when you run a physical museum, you're limited to, you're in Cleveland, right? So you're going to only attract a limited number of folks or people that are traveling in town or people that already reside there. So what about the pandemic and the way you guys have shifted has kind of opened you up to a bigger audience? Maybe talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, although Cleveland tries, we're not really the destiny of most people's holiday trips. So this was an opportunity to really show the world, because every person who comes to our museum, we work with people from all over the world. We have international exhibitions. And when they come in our museum, people are awestruck. It really is an incredible museum. And as I said, I'm in New York. I'm a snob from New York. I've been to the best, and Cleveland Museum of Art truly is an amazing museum. So, but it's hard to get people to really know that because it's in the Midwest, it's Cleveland. So in this opportunity, we noticed that our online collection, went way up. And then engagement with our open access collection, meaning you can use our collection in any way. So for teachers, for students, for people writing books, for creativity, you can use our collection in any way you want. And that went up huge. It was amazing seeing the numbers. We also are part of many repositories, and including Wikimedia, Wikipedia, and we were noticing that there was a large intake there. So we actually created dashboards that are on our website with our collection, where you can see how the numbers of each week, but you can also see what objects people were looking at. And the real interesting thing is the top favorites of the Cleveland Museum of Art are pretty consistent. But when you saw what were people using for open access, completely different artworks. Or what were people using on Wikipedia, completely different. So it let us see that our collection was really going out to the world in different ways. And when it's part of something like Wikipedia, also it was in articles that were translated into 29 different languages, where a museum would normally not have those resources. So we have seen that our collection is getting attention like it's never gotten before.
Yeah, it's awesome. You guys have done just some amazing things and really been super forward thinking with the technology you've chosen and how to build that engagement, the user experience on it. So Jane, for folks that want to find out more about you guys, maybe that aren't in Cleveland right now, but they've been intrigued by everything you're saying, where can they go to find out more information about the museum?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Jeff. But we actually created a takeover page. So you can just go to clevelandart.org or cma.org, and the front page, we are opening up our galleries on June 30th. We're not opening any of the touch activities or cafes and stuff. So you'll see, about the museum, but there's also a video of everything we created from home. We also made the video while everyone was at home, which was an experience in itself. And then you scroll down the page, and it's like, are you a teacher looking for resources? Are you a worker who wants to engage with your team in ways? Are you looking for dialogues about what's going on in the world culturally? And so you have these desktop dialogues that are live discussions about art and America. And yesterday, and you can watch this on tape. We have, they're called mixes. They used to be the first Friday of every month, where people would come and dance and look at the galleries. We had our first mix. There's a recording of it with online artists and DJs and people dancing, live dancing. And so we have, and art and engagement. We have different artworks, different art projects, different challenges, and a visitor gallery where you can put your artwork on our webpage. And we also have this whole new thing that's going to be coming out, where I always love an opportunity to try something, and sort of using AI and image recognition. And stay tuned, where you can sort of take a picture of just anything, and it will match. And it's so kind of cool. It will match an artwork with your image, and it's just kind of fun. When our team is having fun doing the testing, we get excited. And then there's also ways into how to use open access. And then there's going to be lots of live classes and tours that are going to be changing throughout the fall. Each week, new stuff is added, and it's a one page on the top page, so you can just scroll down and find what you're looking for.
No, that's awesome. Jane, it is really great. I love seeing how passionate you are about this stuff. And like I said, there's so many different things people can explore and experience with you guys. So I can't wait to go check it out. And I would definitely encourage all of our audience to go out there and check it out as well. But Jane, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your insights and for all the stuff that you're doing out there for us.
Yeah, and hopefully you all can come visit in the future. But for now, go see us online. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for joining us as well. Go check out Jane in the Cleveland Museum of Art and join us next time on our next Tech Talk.